I apologize for the delay in videos. It has become a little bit more difficult for me to break these down into small enough pieces that I can learn something by reviewing each of them, but large enough pieces that I'm not just making too many parts from each page. I suppose there's the option of making YouTube shorts out of these if it does come down to that. In this video, we'll be starting on Vulkan Validation Layers, and in trying to keep under 5 minutes, we'll be doing the minimum amount that we can between being able to test our work and make sure we haven't made any mistakes on the way. Starting by entering our C++ directory, if we haven't already, and typing make work on. As before, I'll read, then spell, then read again each line, so you can follow along just by listening. Since we'll be using vectors, make sure to add include vector to your includes up top. So, preprocessor directive include angle brackets, between the angle brackets, vector, so include vector. I should probably say hashtag instead of octothorpe or preprocessor directive for this, just because that's the trendy way to address that. We will then set some things up under our constants so that validation layers are set if we are running in validation layers are set if we're running in debug mode. So first we will have constant standard vector, constant character pointer, validation layers equals vk layer chronos validation. So that would be const space std colon vector angle brackets const in the angle brackets, that is const space char asterisk. So that is a constant vector of constant character pointers named validation layers. So validation capital Layers space equal sign, curly braces and a semicolon, and then in between the curly braces a pair of double quotes, and in between the double quotes all caps VK underline LAYER underline KHRONOS underline small letters validation VALIDATION. So that line should read constant standard vector constant character pointer validation layers equals VK layer chronos validation. Under that we want hashtag ifdef ndebug. So hashtag ifdef space all caps ndebug. Under that hashtag else else. Under that hashtag endif endif. So you have a little group of preprocessor directives making up an if structure, an if-else structure. So add a blank line between each of those and tabs, or under the ifdef. Oh, if you're used to typing if and def in your preprocessor directives, double check and make sure that you typed ifdef this time. So then under ifdef we will add the line tab const bool enable validation layers false. So const space bool space enable capital V ALIDATION capital LAYERS curly braces and semicolon, in the curly braces false. Then I would recommend you copy this line, paste it under the else line, and change the false to true. This is to make sure that the constant bool that we are declaring is typed the same in both these lines. Normally I would like to declare the variable once beforehand, but since it is a constant it has to be assigned the value when it is declared, and I don't feel comfortable enough playing around with preprocessor directives to mess around with this and see if I can wrangle it so that I only declare const bool enable validation layers once, and then somehow assign it from a variable that is determined under if-def and debug. Or that actually sounds like it would declare too many variables, or declare a variable that immediately becomes useless. We ought to be able to save and quit and test here. So save, quit, and activate the window, make test. And it works. We get the same blank window as we did before. So as always, thank you for watching or listening. I'm drawing from vulkan-tutorial.com for these lessons, and I would recommend that you check that place out for the long versions. If you'd like to support my ventures, I have a Patreon in the video description.